Hey everybody, today we've got the best case scenario for the Republicans in the 2026 Senate elections. We've already done the Dems, today it's going to be the GOP. Now the last time I did this video was about 3 months ago, and not a ton has changed since. Still waiting to see what the candidate field is going to look like in a bunch of these states, but for this it's the best reasonable case scenario. It's not going to get super crazy. The map overall is worse for the Dems, but factoring in the expected national environment, which should lean blue, this is going to be the best case scenario within those parameters. So Republicans already with the majority, they're looking to go on offense. Things are likely to change in the future, and a lot of these ratings are borderline and up for debate. But let's get started. We're going to start with the safe states, and these would be expected to be over 10-point margins or otherwise not competitive. We'll start with the Republicans this time. In this, they're already going to get most of these states safe under a regular environment. But in this, we've got Alaska. Then it's Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma. Then it's even going to be Texas and Iowa. Then in the South, it's Arkansas, Louisiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, the special election in Florida, South Carolina, the special election in Ohio, and West Virginia. All of those, if the Republicans have a great night, I don't think are unreasonable that they would hit 10 points. Some of these in normal environments are not safe, such as Texas, Iowa, and Ohio. But in this, Republicans are going to get the ideal candidates. The Republican base is going to be more enthusiastic than expected, and the economic sentiment is going to be more in their favor than anticipated. So all these are going to hit 10 points, and they're going to be off the table for the Dems. Now let's put in the safe states for the Dems. So even on a solid Republican night, still staying safe would be Oregon. They'll get to low double digits, but not under 10. Then it's Colorado. This is borderline, but I still think it would be at least 10 and a half points against John Hickenlooper. Republicans don't have a strong bench here. The next state is Illinois. This is an open seat. This again would get down to low double digits. It would be under 15 for sure. But getting it under 10 right now still seems just a little bit too out of reach. That's mostly because even on a good GOP night, the state is just too blue and they're going to be working against an unfriendly national environment. If something here develops later on, just like in any of these other states, then the rating will come down. But for now, I'm going to keep it safe. Then on the East Coast, it's Delaware. North of that, we've got New Jersey. Then it's Rhode Island, and finally, Massachusetts. I don't think there's a whole lot to say here. Cory Booker in New Jersey looks to be a lock, and there's a weak Republican bench in these other states. If somehow it turned into a massive red wave, then a couple of these ratings would change. Let's go down to the likely states. These should be somewhere between a 5 and a 10-point margin, or are semi-competitive. For the Republicans, I've got one state. That's going to be in the corner. It's Maine. Now, this would be the Susan Collins seat. And yeah, her approval ratings are weak, but this is nothing new. Back in 2020, Collins was also unpopular. The polling looked like she was done. But once it comes time to vote, she's still able to get enough crossover support. So in this, I don't think it's unreasonable to say that if she has a good night, it's going to hit at least 5 points for the Republicans. But even in this, it could get up to 9.9, and it would still go likely for the Republicans. Now let's do the likely states for the Dems. I've got a couple of them. First, in the Southwest, it's the Land of Enchantment, New Mexico. This is the Ben Ray Lujan seat, and Republicans are bullish on the trends headed in their direction. And Lujan has previously not been a strong incumbent, but with the Republicans not having a big bench here, I think in this it would get down to about 5, maybe up to 6 points. Still kind of a close race, but given where we're at right now, I don't think there's enough there to take this down to lean, so it's going to stay likely. The other state is going to be Virginia. Now this I had at leans last time, but I'm going to take it up to likely. This would be the seat for Mark Warner, and even if it's not him, the Dems are still going to have an easy advantage here. So normally this could be a double-digit win here, but in a relative red wave type of environment, it would easily get under 10. It's going to get down to mid-single digits, probably again about 5 to 6 points. Now this is not factoring in Glenn Youngkin running for the Republicans. If he did, then no doubt this race would be more competitive. But until that happens, in this best case scenario, it's going to be likely blue. Now we'll go through the rest of the states one at a time. Lean are under 5%, tilt are 1% or less. Let's go west coast to east. First up, it's Minnesota. Now this is an open seat. It should be more competitive than usual. Republicans again are lacking a huge bench here. Looks like they've got Royce White running again. He lost to Klobuchar in the last election, so I don't think he's a great candidate to run again. And the Dems do have to get through a primary. Maybe it's Angie Craig, maybe it's Lieutenant governor, Peggy Flanagan. Either way, those are not terrible candidates, and federally, the state is going to have a Dem advantage. So we got to see what happens here. Maybe the Republicans score a better candidate. But for now, in this, I'm going to say on a great night for the Republicans, it is going to get under 5 points, but it's still not going to flip, so it's going to go leans for the Dems. Now let's hop over to Michigan. This is another open seat. Republicans look like they're running Mike Rogers again, who just barely lost back in 24. Dems actually might have the more crowded field this time, and it's been a little while here since the Republicans won a Senate seat. They've gotten close a couple of times, but just fall short. If the regular environment was going to be in their favor, then this would obviously be an easier pickup here for the Republicans. But in this, we're going to say that Rogers is still able to pull it off. It's not going to be convincing, but he's going to get it by at least 1 or 2 points. So that means this seat would flip, and Republicans are going to get it with a lean rating. Next, let's do Georgia. This has Democrats on the defensive with Jon Ossoff. It looks like Republicans did not get their top-tier candidate, Brian Kemp. So after that, it could be Buddy Carter, it could be John King, it could easily be somebody else. Both of them are in their 60s. Ossoff is much younger. So in this, I do think Republicans could pick it up, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be similar to Michigan. If this were 10 years ago, this would at least be a likely, if not a safe rating. But in this, the rating is only going to be leans for the Republicans. Again, about 1 or 2, maybe up to 3 points. Then we've got North Carolina. This is the Thom Tillis seat, and now we know it's open. We're waiting to see what the field is like for the Republicans. The Dems already have Wiley Nickel. Easily could be Roy Cooper as well. In this great night for the Republicans, obviously they're going to be able to hold this seat. It's not going to be a likely rating, though. We're looking at maybe 4 to 5 points here. We got to see what happens, but this is going to be a lean rating. The last state is in the Northeast. It's New Hampshire. Here's another open seat. Jeanne Shaheen is retiring. Looks like it's going to be Chris Pappas for the Dems. Republicans, we're not sure, but I'm going to lean towards it being Scott Brown. Now, Brown made it close when he ran back in 2014, and now that it's more than a decade later, it's hard to say if he's a stronger or a weaker candidate. He's definitely older, and he still has his connection to Massachusetts. Him and like all the other Republican candidates on here, they're going to have to answer a lot of questions about Trump and the Republicans being in power. I'm not really sure what Brown is capable of right now. The approval ratings I've seen for him are absolutely terrible. After Chris Sununu decided not to run, I would think Republicans might do better if they got a different candidate aside from Brown. So maybe he's the guy, maybe not. But in this scenario, given how much time is left, I'm seeing it get extremely close, but I'm just not quite seeing Brown get the pickup here. This rating is going to be a tilt for the Dems. It's borderline, it could easily change, but I think there are just too many question marks here to give it to Brown. So that's the map in this scenario. On a great night for the Republicans, they are going to have 55 seats. Dems are going to have 45. We've got 2 GOP pickups here. It's Michigan and Georgia. After that, they're going to be looking at New Hampshire and then Minnesota. Both of those, I think, would flip after Michigan and Georgia. Beyond that, there's really not much here on the table. And something could always happen in a safe state. But all that right now is just too unrealistic. I think if Republicans came out of this with 55 seats, they would be absolutely ecstatic. Some of these ratings are borderline, but this is what I've got for the map right now. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about the best case scenario for the Republicans? Do you think this map is attainable? Do you think it's too red? Do you think it's too blue? Let me know what you think down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.